What's going on, everyone? My name is Nicholas Merton here at Data Dash, and today is April 1st of 2019. Well, folks, I hope you all are having a fantastic day wherever you are. And today we've got a few key things to discuss in regards to the market. We're not only going to be taking a look over market valuations and recent price action in crypto, but along with that, we'll be taking a look over a few different cryptocurrencies and headlines that I've been keeping an eye on at the moment, such as some coins that I think are interesting to watch if we do pick up momentum in the market, and then also some news in regards to the crypto space. So starting off by taking a look at the market, we can see that Bitcoin is trading at $423,400.23, setting yet another high here in cryptocurrency markets and proving that we are all millionaires. No, I'm just kidding, but happy April Fools, guys. I hope you all are having a great day. Thought I'd throw that in there as a little gag. I love messing with an inspect element and changing the prices. I should have done that for the other ones just to really scare you guys. But anyways, going on to take a look at the 24 hours here. Crypto markets are relatively in the green here. This is following the slow, steady pace of Bitcoin heading back up towards its level of resistance in the past. And again, I gotta say, as much as I've been playing on the negative side of things, guys, I don't mean to flip-flop here. I'm still betting at this moment, at least in my personal opinion, that we're going to see prices go lower and we're going to hit resistance. I'm going to say, if I take a look here at the quarter, we've blown past the previous valuations here and have actually gone up about $4 billion above where we were back here in February at the last peak. And if we take a look, I'll actually go ahead. I won't take a look at the whole year here, but take a look at the previous highs as well. We're well above these levels here. And I think one thing that's important to take into account, and I'm glad that TradingView has finally made it available where you can look at total market cap, things of that sort for crypto. It's very important that I think a lot of people are going to stop looking at just simply Bitcoin in regards to evaluating crypto markets. And especially as we start to retest possibly some lower levels on dominance. I mean, take a look, we're almost here exactly at 50%, just 0.05% off from a break on that. And other coins are charging in with strength here throughout February, March, and April. So if we continue this up in the month of April, guys, I think that screams that this, quarter two is going to be a little bit of a period for risk taking, and that we might see continued gain in altcoin dominance, which would mean market valuations are going to be probably moving up. So again, we're not, going on that gun just yet. We're not getting too eager on anything. What I do want to point out too, though, as we've talked about, we're talking about our continuous resistance range at about 4,200. I'll take it here to the daily just to point that out. Again, this is the range we're looking at. Sorry, my McGinley dynamic is messing that up. But as we can see here with price, again, we're attempting to retest this range again. Volume is very thin. We're looking at Bitstamp, but it doesn't matter if you look at Coinbase, a lot of the other exchanges, same exact case. So I want to see, as we enter in towards this point of resistance, I want to see a climb in volume. I want to see more radical price action to the upside and eventually a close and breakout above that level, which we're just not seeing yet. But at the same time, what I really do like is that, we've been on the majority of this, this uptrend here since retesting back down during the lower 3,000 range, or the upper 3,000 range. We've continuously seen support on the McGinley dynamic here on the hourly. And the hourly and the 4 hour are my favorite time periods to use the McGinley dynamic, hands down, especially for kind of predicting if you're going to see substantial moves upward or downward in a given currency or cryptocurrency for this matter. I use it a lot in Forex markets. But if we take a look here at the hourly, this is looking really good. And the next thing I'm going to be looking for is possibly one more retest. And almost, it would be really nice if we could get a nice base level of support here where there's multiple retests on the McGinley dynamic at one of these previous points of resistance on the uptrend, right? So maybe around 4,000, be a nice big even to work around, or somewhere around this range. If we can just come down one more time, hold here, and then blast off with some good volume, I'm going to be really excited because there's a lot of different currencies and projects that I'm watching. So what are some of those projects that I'm watching in the market that have me excited at the moment? I'll go ahead and walk through three. The first one is Grin. Now, bear in mind, guys, as I mentioned a while back, I had picked up some Grin. I'm actually quite neutral on the position right now. We talked in our recent newsletter about scooping this up at 250, and lo and behold, if you take a look here, down here, I think the bottom was around 239, so not too far away. And then right after we got through there and went back to 250, we started seeing this pick up, and we're already all the way up to $3.33. So it was one of the better calls we had for this month on the newsletter. And I'm a big fan of Grin personally because of the fact that as I mentioned, they just had a huge meetup here in Amsterdam, which was really exciting. I think I shared that on one of the previous updates. They had like 80 to 100 people here in Amsterdam. So really exciting to see that in a bear market for one single project in one city. But along with that, Grin is doing a lot of awesome things. I really like Mimblewimble as a technology, and I think they just recently had an update to the network. So things like this get me excited. Grin as well is a very low market cap cryptocurrency for the technology that it wields, and could be a leading privacy coin in the future with all the features that it has. So again, keep an eye on that, as well as Beam as well. I don't have too much more positive or negative things to say about Beam. Beam has its equal benefits of the treasury for the team, but I will tell you all, the one thing I have as a worry about Beam is that a lot of the exchanges that it's on, I don't trust. The vast majority is on Hotbit. I wouldn't put my money on Hotbit. Same as Gate.io. A lot of these exchanges in that case. So because of that, I'm hesitant to trade Beam. But if it gets on more exchanges, I'll feel more comfortable about it. And another privacy coin, Verge here. Now, Verge is not so much on the sense that it's a privacy coin as to why I'm excited. I'm more excited on the momentum play. We just saw on Binance a pouring of a few $1 million in volume, and look how quick price started to come up. It jumped up a few dozen sats here within a matter of a few hours. And now that we've started to cool down, if we can start to build higher bases here and the market starts to move a little bit higher and we close above that key level of resistance at 4,200, yeah, I'm going to be keeping open to possibly looking at some of these altcoin positions. I don't want to miss out if momentum kicks in. So these are some of the plays that I'm looking at personally, guys. Again, I mentioned the only position I have is Grin, and it's more of a long-term swing trade, waiting for the momentum of crypto markets to pick up, which, again, isn't something that's going to happen the next day or two. I'm talking about, over the next, few weeks, next few months for a potential market swing. All right, so I want to talk about a few things here. Another protocol that I'm keeping an eye on, the last one I want to take a look at, not so much in price, is Dash, because Dash is up 32% in the past month. A good article that was put up by my friend Mitchell, who I met in Seattle, and I'm glad he's looking at Dash, because the thing is, Dash has been doing some really exciting stuff, guys. They're about to release 0.14 of their protocol, and this is basically going to implement a variety of different features. And I think that's been playing a big role in the leap up of price here. But I don't want to just talk about that. What's really got me excited is chain locks. Now, you guys should look into this. It has to do with protecting against 51% attacks, and it's basically something that Dash itself is one of the few players that can actually use, because it has a dual verification system for validation, where you have the miners and you also have the master nodes in this case on the network. And there's this really interesting process of almost, if I'm remembering it correctly, a random selection of nodes who basically track every single block. And through a combination of that and mining, they're able to prevent 51% attacks. What's really interesting, if you guys think that my explanation was not that good, I recommend you go watch Dash's channel. They have Amanda B. Johnson back working for Dash. And I think they also just got Crypto Tips, another one of my favorite personalities in the space. A lot of good crypto YouTubers are coming back. And she's actually, both of them are working with Dash, and they explained, what's new with Dash, what's going to be coming with 0.14. And as you all know, it's one of my favorite long-term projects. Don't hold any substantial position in Dash. I'm going to be making my investment sometime probably in the coming weeks. If markets really start to pick up, that's when I'll start to expose myself to altcoins. But Dash fundamentally is one of my favorites, and you guys have heard me talk about that a lot. All right, so last but not least, I want to talk a little bit about this SEC delay decision on the Bitcoin ETF. Guys, this is no surprise for VanEck and Bitwise. I think they're actually some of the better candidates out there, as well as the any of the major exchanges and stuff in the United States, from the CME to the CBOE. These are going to be your best 4 or 5 bets and stuff that you're going to find within the space for securities and issuing a Bitcoin ETF. But long story short, to give you the summary, we're still giving them the same review period. So the SEC did not reject these; they just simply pushed it off, and they're reconsidering it in the next few the next few months here. The dates that are important to remember is that the approval of the rule change will be on May 16th, 2019. Along with that as well, to reconsider the ETF, the deadline is on May 21st. This is really the date you want to be concerned about if you're worried about the VanEck or Bitwise ETFs in this case. So again, not a big shocker. Didn't really have any ramifications on price. I think people understood that this was the case, but I think an ETF, guys, to give you a quick summary, is going to be much more likely in 2020. I think a good way of comparing it would be that the Bitcoin futures contracts, even though they were approved, came right at the peak of the last bull market. And I think that's going to be the exact same case with the ETF. I think we're going to get an announcement sometime within 2020 when we're already in the cycle of the bull market. We've gotten much better at knocking out fake volume, getting real indexes for prices, things of that sort. And then from there, once there's liquidity in the market, much less manipulation that's available to come through because of the fact that there's much more liquidity, we're not in a thin volume market where margin trading has been dominating, that's when we're going to have the announcement of an approval of an ETF. And I think the SEC honestly just wants to do it right. So hats off to that. And in that case, we're just going to have to wait patiently. But overall, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you all tuning in, and I will see you all in the next video. Stay tuned.